Bayelsa State is building two major industrial parks. There's the Eco-Industrial Park, which is within walking distance of the Shell gas gathering facility at Bahrain. We have a 50-hectare site there, which has been cleared. A number of companies are about to take off from there. There's a company that wants to do virtual gas. There's another company that is building cables. They are there. So, and that is positioned where it is because of proximity to Shell's massive gas gathering facility. As you know, Bayelsa is home to perhaps about, if my memory serves me right, about in the trillions of gas in terms of reserves. I think about 18 trillion gas reserves for the entire country. Nigeria is the sixth, I think, largest, sixth or ninth largest gas producer. So, and Bayelsa has about 1/4 of all that gas. So it's important for us to position ourselves for gas industries. Further out in the Sagbama local government area, we have a much larger site, a 400-hectare site. Also, that's going to be a gas industrial city. We've done the master plan for that. We're working closely with companies like Ajip, as we are with Shell on this side, to ensure that that takes off. So we want to industrialize Bayelsa State based on the areas where we have very clear, comparative advantage, as in gas.
Okay, that's very laudable, but I would like to know beyond brick and mortar, what you're also doing policy-wise to, get people attracted to the state. Well,
you see, businesses are attracted to any place to do business. Number one, when it makes sense to them economically. So Bayelsa State makes sense, huge sense economically. Shell has, in the first phase of what Shell built in Bahrain, they spent over $4 billion. That's confidence in the fact that there is a good commercial reason to be here. So that's normally the first thing. And then the second thing is to ensure that the environment is secure and safe. Because even if you appreciate the fact that you have to be somewhere because of the economic benefits, if the place is not safe, you won't be there. And one of the things this government has done has been an unparalleled investment in security in terms of personnel, resourcing personnel, in terms of the security infrastructure, all of that. Huge investment, such that the governor has won countless awards for making Bayelsa State one of the safest and most peaceful states in the country. That's number two. So security is number two. Number three is in the enablers. What do you do to attract them? The industrial park. So we create the industrial park and we say to you, look, you don't have to come and begin to look for where to go. Come to the industrial park. We'll give you industrial plots on long-term industrial leases. So those are three main things. The fourth area, which we're working closely with NCDMB on, is in building local capacity. And that's why we love these conferences, because we realize that to expand the presence of Bayelsans in the oil and gas value chain, we have to build capacity. So we're working closely with NCDMB to ensure that people get training, all this SME training, and access to the fund being managed by the Bank of Industry, so that people can do business. So that's the fourth critical area, which has a bit of a long gestation period.
Because I know the investment in human capital is usually quite a lot, and it's quite lengthy. Yes. So beyond the trainings, are you looking at more, taking things back a step further to education and getting more people from the, highly educated people from Bayelsa playing in the industry that, is running this economy?
That is the fundamental objective, because you can talk about resource control from now till tomorrow, but one of the key things that you can also do is ensuring that as things are, you have people playing in all sectors. So everything, that in the last, since this administration came on board, we've actually set up 2 additional universities. The first was the University of Africa, which was set up by the governor in 2016. And this year, we've also set up the University of Medical Sciences. So because we recognize that if you accept you really build human capacity, then you can't play in many of the sectors. And we know that today, there's also for us a very clear focus on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, because we know these are the core areas that allow people to be active in this sector. So as you both also, as you rightly observed as well, it takes time, but nevertheless, there's a lot that can be done now, especially on the business front. And that's why we like Practical Nigerian Content, which also provides local entrepreneurs with understanding of the areas where they can begin to participate.
Because I was getting to the entrepreneurial angle where you're seeing people who are trying to solve local problems, you know, that might not exist anywhere else, but maybe here in Bayelsa, you know, and how you're working with some of these entrepreneurs, you know, to help solve these problems.
Yes. Well, the one way we've worked with entrepreneurs has been the fact that government has guaranteed single-digit loans. I mean, Bayelsa State has accessed close to 2 billion naira in loans from the Central Bank of Nigeria, which are given out at nothing more than 9% interest. And what we did was to ensure that there was accessibility to these loans from local entrepreneurs, because one of the key things we discovered for entrepreneurs is access to finance. So that's one thing we've done. An ongoing one which the state government has been doing and which we'll continue to do is working with cooperatives and local cooperatives to also enable them access funding. The third one, which hasn't quite taken off yet, is getting local entrepreneurs to access the $200 million fund, the NCDMB fund, which is currently managed by the Bank of Industry. That is the big one, because for that you can get entrepreneurs at a different level of expertise, people who are involved in fabrication, drilling, and so on, to say, look, there's these marine services and so on, where Bayelsans already have some mileage in terms of experience, to say, how do you, working with NCDB, how do people access these funds? Those are the areas where we see side by side, of course, with trainings like this, opportunities like this, where people get exposed to opportunities that exist in the industry.